So number 28, talking about special right triangles. We just saw a pattern we talked about in class, that if I have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, then the smallest side is half the size of the longest side. And the small side is always across from the smallest angle, biggest side is always across from the biggest angle, and the middle side is always across from the middle angle. And the middle angle is always square root of 3 times as big as the small side. So we're just going to use that pattern to solve a bunch of problems semi-quickly. So I know the small one, so I double it to get the big one. I know the small one, so you multiply it by the square root of 3. I know the big one, so to go backwards I would have to divide by 2 instead of multiplying by 2. Divide by 2 to go backwards, and then multiply by the square root of 3 to get the middle side. So that would be 3 square root of 3 times square root of 3. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. I know the middle side, so to go backwards, I would divide by the square root of 3, and that would give me 3. Double it to get the big side. Same pattern the whole time on a 30, 60, 90. So I'm given the middle side. I know it because it's across from the 60 degrees. The middle side, so I have to divide by square root of 3 to get to the small side. So now I have the small side, but I can't leave the square root of 3 on the bottom, so I have to multiply by square root of 3 over the square root of 3, which is just 1. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 gives me just 3, because that's the square root of 9, 3. And 12 square root of 3. 12 over 3 reduces to 4 times the square root of 3. The other special triangle is a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle. These two sides are the same since it's isosceles. These angles are the same, so I know it's isosceles. So these are the same. To get to the big side, which is across from the 90 degrees, you'd multiply it by the square root of 2. So here I have the big side, so I divide by the square root of 2 to get this small side, and these are the same. I know a small side, so I know another small side. Multiplied by the square root of 2 gets me there. I know the big side, so I must divide by the square root of 2 to get the small side. So here's that. Multiplied by the square root of 2 over square root of 2 gives me 2. And then 8 divided by 2 gives me that 4. These two small sides are the same. I must multiply by the square root of 2 to get to the big side. So that gives me square root of 12. Square root of 12 is the square root of 4. Square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And that square root of 4 gives me 2. Square root of 3. So now you should pause, try the second half of the page, or the second page, and when you're done with that, check it, and I'll show you the solutions. So pause now. Here are the solutions. Pause it if you need to look at them longer. All right, good luck.